In the world of Fallout, life took a different turn. It's a world where the familiar landmarks of our world are twisted by nuclear devastation. This post-apocalyptic landscape is filled with mutated creatures, advanced technology, and struggling human societies. But how did it all come to be? What events led to the Great War that reshaped the planet? In this video, we will explain to you the lore of Fallout. So watch the video till the end and subscribe to our channel. Also, press the bell icon to get regular updates. Let's get started. Introduction to the Fallout games. For those who are new to the Fallout games, here's a quick overview to help you catch up before diving into the details. Fallout is a series of role-playing games, RPGs, set in a retro-futuristic world after a devastating nuclear war called the Great War. In this post-apocalyptic setting, your character faces challenges to survive in the wasteland, encountering both human adversaries and monstrous creatures. Each game in the series adds its unique twist to the narrative. If you're keen on multiplayer experiences, Fallout 76 might be the right choice for you. Alternatively, if you prefer well-crafted single-player adventures, Fallout New Vegas is worth checking out. Now let's delve into the lore of the Fallout universe, the alternate history of the Fallout universe. The Fallout series shows a unique alternate past different from ours. Important events happen in the 20th century. To get into the story of the Fallout world, you need to understand these starting points. In 1961, Captain Carl Bell of the Defiant 7 became the first person to go into space and, tragically, the first person to die in space. This is the first big change in our world. In the real world, the Soviets won the space race, but in Fallout, the United States won. In 1969, after 8 years, the United States changed its structure into 13 commonwealths, which are shown by a 13-star flag. Fans have different ideas about why this change was made, but the official reason is that the lead artist, Leonard Boyarsky, just thought the design looked cool. Even though there are some disagreements between the commonwealths, the United States is mostly focused on its foe, China. In this alternate world, the Cold War never gets worse because the US is too busy trying to avoid a nuclear war. This makes China the main enemy. The story keeps getting off track with events like the fall of the USSR in 1991 not happening. Instead, history moves forward with the creation of new things like Mr. Handy robots and Wonder Glue. Sunset's sarsaparilla and brands like Nuka-Cola fight in the drink market, showing a world that is both very similar and very different from ours. The rise of Vault-Tec. In Fallout lore, Vault-Tec started in 2031 and got orders from the federal government to build a network of bunkers known as vaults. It was said these buildings were made to protect Americans in case of nuclear war. The money spent on vault technology paid off faster than expected. Before 2053, there was an infectious sickness called the New Plague that killed tens of thousands of people. In answer, the United States tightened its borders and worked with Vault-Tec even more. Most of the vaults were finished by August 2063, but work kept going on a few, like Vault 76, which wasn't finished until 2076. In the 2018 game Fallout 76, this vault is where you begin. The American government put a lot of money into the vaults. Each one cost hundreds of billions of dollars. But when the Great War broke out on October 23, 2077, it was clear how valuable they were. The Great War, Fallout's defining moment. The Great War stands as the defining moment in Fallout's history. It reshaped everything that came before it, now known as the pre-war era, and set the course for what followed, labeled as the post-war period. But such a colossal event didn't happen suddenly. It had been brewing for decades. It all began in 2051 with the Resource Wars and gained momentum in 2066 with the emergence of nuclear fusion technology. The Americans embraced this advancement eagerly, integrating it into their technological progress. In response, the Chinese government invaded Alaska, igniting what would be later known as the Sino-American War. This conflict forced the American government into retreat initially, only to return a year later with the introduction of the first power armor units, a staple in the Fallout universe. These heavily armored troops played a pivotal role in reclaiming the Alaskan front. Despite efforts, the war dragged on until 2074, when the Americans launched a counter-invasion on Chinese soil. Yet, despite years of fighting, both sides reached a stalemate, leading to a tense standstill. The escalating tensions eventually led to a point of no return. The concept of mutually assured destruction became evident, and on a fateful day, the first bombs fell on Philadelphia and New York City. The Great War began and ended within a single day, but its impact would resonate for centuries. The aftermath of the war brought unparalleled devastation. The world's ecosystem underwent irreversible changes, rendering it uninhabitable for centuries to come. Vegetation struggled to grow, and surviving animals mutated into grotesque forms. However, it's important to note that the creation of creatures like cazadores didn't stem from the war, but rather from earlier genetic experiments in 2003, a reminder of humanity's penchant for unintended consequences. The goal of the Vault-Tec vaults. The primary aim of the Vault-Tec vaults was to ensure the survival of humanity in the event of a nuclear apocalypse. The idea was that if America were to be destroyed by nuclear war, these vaults would serve as shelters, preserving human life and allowing for the continuation of civilization. However, this noble ambition turned out to be a deceitful facade. Vault-Tec, the company behind the construction of these vaults, was secretly taken over by the Enclave, a paramilitary group with sinister intentions. Instead of prioritizing the survival of the human race, the Enclave focused on using the vaults for their purposes, particularly human experimentation. Out of the 122 publicly known vaults, only 17 were designed to function as promised. These 17 were known as the control vaults, intended to operate according to their stated purpose. However, the majority of the vaults were subjected to a range of experiments, varying from merely inconvenient to outright lethal. Inhabitants of these non-control vaults endured conditions such as inadequate food synthesizers, populations comprised of only one gender, or premature opening of the vault doors before it was safe to venture outside. Fortunately, some of the control vaults, like Vault 76, did operate as intended, providing a heaven for their inhabitants and fulfilling the original goal of preserving humanity in the aftermath of nuclear devastation. Exploring the diverse factions of the wasteland. In the aftermath of the Great War, humanity's survivors scattered across the country, forming various factions. These factions range from relatively reasonable groups to more extreme ones like the Legion. The landscape of the faction shifts depending on the timeline and location. The new series of Fallout introduces viewers to a post-apocalyptic world filled with diverse groups vying for power and survival. Aaron Moten takes on the role of a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, a post-war paramilitary organization. The show features the iconic power armor, a staple of the Brotherhood. Ella Purnell's character emerges from a vault for the first time, offering a fresh perspective on the wasteland's harsh realities. Additionally, Walton Goggins portrays a ghoul, representing individuals mutated by prolonged radiation exposure, a common occurrence in this desolate world. Amidst the uncertainty, fans eagerly speculate whether what will happen next season. The Fallout universe is as intriguing and immersive as any post-apocalyptic setting, distinguished by its distinctive mix of quirky humor, stellar cast, and insightful reflections on society. This makes it a standout among video game adaptations. The series surpasses the first season of The Last of Us with its more engaging and lighthearted storyline. It's a faithful adaptation that truly feels like a continuation of the games. Fallout offers a thrilling experience for both newcomers and dedicated fans alike. What did you like about the show? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and share the video and follow us for more updates. Thank you for watching.